Hi guys, it's Katie. I am going to attempt to make a nightgown for my daughter. So I am not going to go by a pattern. First of all, we have no fabric stores in my town anymore. We used to have two, they both closed, which is a bummer. So I found a blog that has a tutorial that kind of shows you how to draft your own pattern, especially for a nightgown and especially for a little girl. It doesn't have to be like super fitted, or the pieces are very simple. So this is actually a peasant dress pattern that was used to make a nightgown, and I will link it down below. It's simplesimonandcompany.com, and I think I'm gonna be able to do this. The only thing is I have to do this kind of piecemeal, so I don't really have like big chunks of time. I have about 20 minutes this morning, and then maybe I can work on it a little bit this afternoon, so we'll see how long it takes. What I have right here is step one is to find a t-shirt that fits well and fold it in half, and we're going to draft a pattern. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because first of all it's for little girls, so there's not like that many curves, like they're pretty straight up and down, and also it's a nightgown. So what I'm using to draft my pattern on, this is some tissue paper, my goodness, that I've had for a long time. I really like it. It's a similar feel to like patterns that you would buy, like a McCall's pattern or something. And when you fold it up, it doesn't take up a lot of room, and you can get tissue paper really cheap. So after you fold your t-shirt in half, I'm going to start by drawing a line. Got my big ruler here. I think just a yardstick is all you need, but I have one of these. So you want to draw a line from the front neckline, which is lower than the back neckline, and you want to go from here to about the waist. I'm guessing that's the natural waist, should probably be around here. So I'm just going to draw that straight line. Okay. And then it says to fold this down so that you can go from this neckline to where the sleeves are. So basically you're getting the shoulder width here, I guess. I'm just gonna connect these at a right angle here. And next you're supposed to go here where the side seam meets it's like in the armpit area. It says go 1 or 2 inches out for seam allowance. So I'm just going to eyeball that. And you're supposed to draw a line parallel to this front line. And now I'm going to do a curved line like this. Yeah, maybe I'll do it that way. And now I'm just going to connect the two bottoms. This will be the waist. Okay, so here is my pattern piece. I just went over it with a crayon so that you could see it a little better. So this is going to be cut on the fold. So the center, right down the center front, is going to be the fold line. And this is the front and the back, so you want to cut 2. And then I just wrote waist here. You need to extend it down for the length, so you can decide how long that you want it. And you just take a tape measure, you put it where the front neckline will hit your little one, and then take the tape measure and go straight down to however long that you want it. What I'm probably going to do is make it go maybe just a little bit below the knees, but I'm going to put probably a 3-inch hem in it, so that if she decides to grow up, bolt up again like she has been doing, I can let that hem down and make it a little bit longer. So from here I need to make the sleeve pattern, and basically the sleeve pattern is just the top half of the bodice. So the sleeve pattern will look like this. And so what I'm going to do is, thankfully I have left plenty of room, and so I'm just going to fold this up, and I'm going to cut this out, and then when I'll basically have two pattern pieces, and then I can just chop off this excess that I don't need, and that will be my sleeve pattern. So my front and back, and then this layer will be my sleeve pattern. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is going to be the sleeve. I need to take some of this excess, and it says I need to go in like the picture. It looks like it goes in and down, and I think that's to allow for the casing. Honestly, this tutorial, I like it because the way that I learn and the way that I understand things, it has to be really simple, but if you are new to garment construction, I can see this being way too hard to understand. So I'm just going to cut this, and I'm pretty sure that the length that you leave this here is how long the sleeve is going to be. So I might extend this to make sort of longer sleeves just so that they don't creep up her arm as her limbs grow, but it doesn't seem like her body grows, just her limbs. So I'm going to have this go in a little bit. See what I'm doing? And then straight down. All right. You can see that I went in a little bit, but then straight down because this is going to be hemmed up. So you don't want this to be tapered there because you're going to be hemming it straight up. I don't know. Am I making any sense? I don't know. Okay. Oh, God bless you. So that took about 15 minutes. I'm going to have to step away from it right now, but I got my pattern done, which is nice. I actually already picked out the fabric, which I can show you. So this is the fabric. I just had it in my stash. It's about a yard, I think, and it's just a, if I can find the right side, it's just a really pretty floral pink calico. So it'll be nice and lightweight for the summertime. So next time I find myself with a few minutes to spare, I'll lay this out, cut out the pattern pieces, and then get to putting it together. Alright, so I'm gonna lay this out and cut this out. Again, I only have a short amount of time. And I measured, I want it to be 22 inches finished length, so I'm probably going to do, yeah, I guess maybe 26 inches. So I will mark that. Let me pin this. So this is a straight line on the fold. Alright, so I'm going to put this right on the fold. Put this all the way down to about 26 inches. WX. And so I'm going to do this side seam all the way down, and then the center is going to be on the fold line. And I'm really tempted to flare this out and make it A-line. I just feel like that would be more room. Okay, so this is about 8 inches, and this is going to be 4 times it because this is only 1/2 of one side. So that was 32 inches around at the hem, or probably about 31 once you do the seam allowance. So I just put this, looped my tape measure and had my daughter step in and had her sort of, you know, walk around, dance around in it to see. I think it'll be all right. I think what I'm going to do for this first one, I'm going to follow the directions and do exactly what it says, and then we'll see how it turns out. There's something about the arm I might adjust as well. But I'm going to go ahead and do this as the pattern states. We'll see how it turns out. Alright. I'm also going to put a sleeve down here since I have just enough space. This one on. The thing about this pattern is it doesn't really have a layout. So I just know that it should be cut on the fold, and I'm not the most especially gifted person, so just see if this turns out. I'm assuming the sleeves should be on the fold as well, but that's just a guess. Also, the sort of construction directions are on a separate blog than the pattern drafting. I'll link them both down there. Okay, and then do another fold of fabric. I didn't use the center fold of the fabric because that would have been wasting it, so I just made my own center fold. Let's do it again from this side. So this is the selvage. That way you can measure up from the selvage to make sure you're on the straight of the grain. Which, it's a nightgown, you know, I don't know that it'll be that important, but it's just one of those things that if my mom knew I was sewing something and not checking something on the straight of the grain, she would be disappointed in me. Right. So all I do is I fold it up and then I measure from the selvage edge to the fold. So it's about 8 3/4, or I mean 8 3/8. So this needs to come down a little bit until the numbers match, and that just means that your fabric is square. Okay, that should be good. And I'm just gonna leave these together, the pattern piece, and basically I'm using my previously cut out piece as the pattern. X. Alright, so I have my 2 dress pieces, my 2 sleeves. Hopefully this evening after dark I can sew this up. Seems pretty simple, straightforward. So hopefully I'll be able to get it done in one evening. So we'll see. Everybody's asleep but us nieces. And I'm hoping I can get this put together pretty quickly. First thing I need to do is to sew the sleeves onto the front and backs. And here on this curved line, I'm going to match it up with the curved line here. So I'm going to open each of them up and put right sides together. So I'll sew that. And I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance, the width of my presser foot. Back tack at the beginning and the end. Now, that sleeve that we just sewed on, now I have to take the other end of that same sleeve and sew it onto the other large piece. And again, you want to do right sides together. So it's kind of like a bridge between the two larger pieces. So this is your upper edge of your long piece. Let's see, I have to do it this way. Right sides together, line up that curved edge. You know, I got these little clips and I never use them. Sitting in my notions box. I'm gonna actually use them tonight for the first time. See if I like them. So that's what we have so far. Now I have to do the same thing with the other sleeve. So that's what the first sleeve looks like. Alright. So, put back a little bit so you can see. This is coming together really easily. I really like this so far. So that's what it looks like. That's the top, and then that's the bottom. Next, we're gonna sew this the seam of the sleeve and then go down the side seams. But we want to do it right sides together. So I'm going to turn this inside out and line up this where the sleeve is set in. And then all the way down the side seam of the skirt. That's how this looks. So that's the sleeve, did under the sleeve, and then down the side seam. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. My two side seams. Now I'm going to finish the upper edge, the neckline edge. So it's going to be on like this. So this is the neckline, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it under to keep the raw edge in, and then I'm going to turn it a second time to make a casing for elastic to go through. So I have some 1/4 inch elastic. I'm going to try to do this, eyeball it. So I'm just going to turn a little bit, and I am going to kind of finger press it and then turn it under again. I have this little ruler to make sure my casing is big enough for my elastic to go in. So there is the casing around the top edge, and it's not perfect, but it's going to be gathered up, so I think it'll hide a lot of imperfections. I'm just trying to get the loose threads. And I left a little space so that I could run it through, but I think I'm going to do the sleeve bottoms before I do the elastic, just so it's not bunched and hard to sew. So anyway, on the bottom edge of the sleeves, so let's see here, I just did this top edge neckline, and now I'm going to do the bottom edge of the sleeves, so they're going to be pulled in a little bit with some elastic too, these little puff sleeves. I'm going to do the same thing to this bottom edge that I did to the neckline. So fold it under to hide the raw edge and then fold it down for a casing. Oh! I just cut my fabric. Just trying to clip that thread. I'm just gonna zigzag over it so that it doesn't fray. Luckily it's down near the armpit, so it'll be less noticeable. I was kind of thinking of not, we'll see how it looks, but I might not put the elastic in the sleeves. I don't know if that would be something that my little one wouldn't like so much. Maybe be a little bit uncomfortable. So let's just see. If I don't, then I'll just leave that as a hem instead of a casing. Do the other sleeve. Okay, so now I'm going to put the elastic in the neckline, and you're supposed to just measure half of the circumference of the neckline minus 2 inches. So I'm just going to sort of eyeball it. And then use a safety pin to thread it through the casing. Okay, so I got it pulled all the way through. I'm just going to overlap it and tack it a little bit back and forth. Hold them together. Right, so now that's together, just give it a gentle tug till it goes back into the casing, and then I'll close that up, but I want to make sure it's just right before I do that, so I'll have her try it on before I close up any of these casings. That's what the neck looks like. And yeah, I think these sleeves you can just leave like that. I'll see how that looks. And so I do need to hem the bottom. All right, it is done, I think. I guess I could still put the elastic in the arms, but I kind of like it like that. And I got the hem done. The only thing is I have to close this. Actually, I might go ahead and do that because she'll want to wear it right away, I can guess, so. Whew. I'm doing a terrible job showing this off. Back up, back up, back up. It's really cute. Really easy to do. Yeah, I think if I make another one, I'm going to make it more A-line. This is kind of straight down. But it's so cute. Alright, so here is the finished nightgown. I think it turned out really nice. I think it's cute. My daughter loves it. And it was really simple and quick. Came together really quickly. And there's just so much I love about it. I love that it has you drafting your own pattern. For me, it's easier, for something simple like this, it's just easier to sketch a quick pattern rather than buy a pattern or even download a free pattern and print it out. So I really like that. And since it's so simple, it was easy to adjust. I've actually already made a second one, and I made some adjustments just to make it a little roomier. But as written, it's really nice as well. So this one, as written, is just a little smaller and slimmer. And this one I just kind of made it a little wider. I made the sleeves a little longer, and I made the armpit hole a little bit lower, which I think I was supposed to do from the beginning. The first time I just misunderstood the directions. But you can see this is the second one. I brought the armpit down a little lower and out a little bit. And I also made the sleeves a little bit longer. And I put elastic in these sleeves. I was supposed to in these, but I think it looks cute either way. So anyway, I would love to see pictures if you make something like this as well. Tag me on social media if you can, or send me some pictures because I would love to see how yours turn out. I'll be sharing more of these as I make them, whether I make them into tops or nightgowns. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video, got some ideas from it. If you did, you could give my video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!